Now, I hope everyone is having a good day because we've got some different situations in this, one with pocket kings, and I had some bluffs that, were kind of just like, whoa. Anyways, what I want you guys to do is grab a bottle of water, some Gatorade, maybe some coffee, get ready to sit back, and we're going to get right into this. Also, I'm going to say this one time, if you guys are not in our community yet, don't know why you're not in it. A lot of good stuff in there. You can talk with me, other high-level members. Plus, if you're just trying to take things to the next level, that's going to be in the pinned comment. Also, you can tap the like and let's do our thing. All right, so first hand we got here is a king queen off. Just took that one down, no resistance, and 2-6, definitely an easy fold. Now we are just really gonna be pretty bluffy in this. I don't know how else to say it, but the way I approach playing, especially these mid games, is that I try to exploit opponents just using like GTO or ABC as a style because honestly you're going to play against better opponents as you move up and you have to kind of adjust, right? Kind of looking at the table too, player 5 is doing really good, player 3 is doing pretty good, and we're kind of just getting into this, but yeah. And I will say this, man. Lately, when I've had pocket kings, I don't know what it is. It hasn't been very good for me. I've lost a lot of like flip situations, but this one, you're just gonna have to wait and see, right? All right, so check this out. We had a 10-5 suited in the small here, and I was like, let's do our thing with it, right? I'm gonna re-raise here against the button. As the button could be doing this with a wide range of hands, and I don't normally do this, but I was really mixing it up in this one, so kind of get ready for this. All right, we got nothing. Absolutely nothing, but you know what? I'm going to continue. Threw out a 43 piece. Let's see what he does. He is going to call us here, but what's funny about this one is I'm not going to slow down. Took a long time to make that decision, which kind of told me he was a little bit weak here, and that's kind of why I went for this. He really let the clock run, and I was like, okay, maybe you've got like a pair of kings with a weak kicker. Maybe you got a pair of queens and you're just not sure where you're at, maybe like ace queen or something. This play right here definitely looks like, what am I doing? But if I sense weakness on somebody, then yeah, like I'm definitely not afraid to do something like that. And, it worked. So, whatever. Now, not all of them are going to work in this one. I am going to, regret some of the plays I make, but for the most part, if I feel like somebody's weak, I'm going to pounce on it, and that's exactly what I did right there, okay? All right, 5-9 off, pretty easy fold. On to the next one. But that 10-5, man, kind of wish it would have been the 10 deuce, the Doyle, the Doyle Brunson. All right, Jack King suited. Nice hand here on the button. Standard open, 1250 piece, and somebody re-raises us here, that's totally fine. Back over to player 6. He's just going to call. We did hit a pair of jacks. Nothing out there. Queen on the turn. That's not a bad card. It's less likely that player 6 has a queen, so that's kind of what I was thinking anyways. So we're not going anywhere, and I'm probably going to lead out here if he checks again, but he actually let out, so I called. River card was a 7, so like all the straights missed, king 10, blah, blah, blah. Plus the pair of jacks here with the king kicker is pretty strong. I don't, even if he has a queen here, we got to keep him honest. So I made this call pretty quick. He had queen 10. We took the L right there, but I don't think you can blame me for making that call because it was like either he's got it or he doesn't, and I was definitely leaning towards the odds were less likely that he had it with 2 queens out there. But unfortunately, we took the L on that one. But we move on. All right, so Jack 8 suited. I'm going to open here. We'll see what happens. I think player 1's going to call us. I like these Jack 8 suited. But yeah, that Queen 10 against the Jack King right there was kind of a rough one. It is what it is. Not a really good flop for this, but I'm going to continue anyways. We still got some good turn cards for straights, and diamonds are still possible too, runner, diamonds. So, I went with it. I think this guy's just going to give it to us. Pretty sure anyways. He's going to think about it. Okay, yeah, he let it go. Let's see what that turn card would have been. an ace. All right, so I'm glad he let that go. All right, so here we go. Pocket kings, I believe this is kind of early. And, the thing is, like, I feel like a lot of people just play kings wrong, especially in this spot, which we're going to take a look at. So I'm going to open here, just kind of hoping somebody re-raises us, right? Still got, 4 players to act behind us. Kind of just keeping my fingers crossed somebody does raise us. All right, back over to player 5, who's thinking about what to do. Oh, taking his time, huh? Kind of annoying. All right, he's going to just fold it after taking all that time to make a decision. Player 6 is going to fold. Back over to player 1. Not looking really good, right? I mean, we're hoping somebody's going to re-raise us. That's kind of the ideal thing. But it ain't happening so far, guys. It ain't happening so far. So what are you going to do? And player 1's going to let it go as well. So very frustrating. All right, player 2, though, he is going to call us. Pretty safe flop here for kings, too. Really nothing to worry about. Got to continue here. Obviously, you got a lot of draws out there with the 9-10 being out there. The turn card is going to be a pretty safe card for us, which, another reason we should continue. It's going to be a heart. So there is a heart draw out there. We don't have hearts either, so something to be aware of. He checked it pretty quick. I went a little bit larger here, 38 piece, and didn't expect this, but he's going to raise us. So, tough spot, right? I am, I thought about this pretty quick, and I just came over the top. I just wasn't a believer, you know what I mean? So, if he's got 2 pair, he's got 2 pair here. I just wasn't a believer. Let's see what that river card would have been. He folded it. I was fine with the result. It was a queen. So I think that was the right play, even though it might have looked a little bit risky. So got myself into some trouble with the next couple of hands here, probably playing some hands I shouldn't have. But, I was definitely mixing things up in this for sure. I was going to play this 2-5 suited. Probably not the ideal thing. If I was like in the smaller big blind with this, then yeah, but I called from early position. Back over to player 2. Nothing here. Kind of a check fold. Really not worth bluffing into, especially with the spade draw out there. Now we did pair the 2 on the turn, which I felt pretty good about. Unless player 2 is going to lead out here, then I was kind of like, all right, you probably got it. So I had to fold it. It is what it is. Probably shouldn't have played that one to begin with. And then I'm going to get myself in some more trouble in the next one here. With another hand, I probably should have just folded to begin with. It was a 5-3, so 2-5 of hearts, and then we get the 5-3 of hearts. What is going on? And I opened with this, which I thought was kind of funny. But like I said, I like to mix things up. That's kind of what I was doing. Okay, player 5's been playing pretty snug, so we could kind of put him on, ace king, ace queen, maybe some mid pocket pairs. But then player 6 re-raised it, and it kind of put me in a spot where I should just fold. But I had other ideas for this one, so I came along, which typically I wouldn't, but I guess I was just feeling this 5-3. And player 5, I figured might just call this if he's got a couple of overcards, kind of back to the ace king, ace queen. But I was completely wrong on this. Very frustrating. I'm just going to fold this, because obviously now he's saying he's got aces or kings, and we're never calling here. Just kind of like a frustrating spot I got myself into for no reason whatsoever. Whatsoever. I should not have even been in this, but we're going to get some redemption on the next hand, so it is what it is. Okay, so, yeah, not playing great so far, but we're going to get that redemption. All right, so we get an ace-9 suited. Now, this is a good hand to have in the big blind for a lot of reasons. These ace-x suiteds, you can do well with them. I'd probably still call here with an ace-9 offsuit either way, but it's going to come around to us. And we're going to see if we can get some hearts, right? Or a couple nines would be good too. I would take two nines. I prefer the hearts though. All right, player 6 is going to do a min here. Um, I'm just going to call. I think I thought about raising for a second, but maybe I did raise. Yep. Never mind, I raised. I was thinking about it. I just don't like when people do the min. He's going to call us, building a pot here. And like I said, really just looking for some hearts. And of course, we got none of that. So not good at all. I'm going to check it. Kind of hoping he checks it to the turn as well, so we can maybe just get something, to keep us in this one, because I just hate to lose another one like this. He is going to throw that out. I am going to call him. Having some ideas here. Turn card did put out a flush draw for us, which gives us a little bit of hope. We're in some trouble. If he's got like pocket sevens, we're in trouble. We're still not completely dead if he's got like king queen or ace king or something like that. He checked it, and the check to me was super weak, and we got there. So somehow we got there. I think that if he had like pocket sevens, he would have put a little bit something out on the turn to build the pot, but he didn't. So, I went for, it was like a pot size here. And I'm kind of just hoping he calls with the king. That's kind of when I'm putting him on a king at this point. I'm hoping he calls. I'm sure he realizes he loses to some 9-10s, some 8s, but whatever he had, which I'm assuming was a king, he couldn't get away from, and we took down a nice one there. So I'm going to pat myself on the back for that one, and we continue progressing. But yeah, I thought that was kind of a little bit ridiculous, but we got there. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. All right, A10 off. Going to be folding this. All right, so yeah, starting to get something going for the most part, but like I'm saying, wasn't playing great in this one at all by any means, but still some interesting spots. So don't go anywhere. Once again, pin comment, get in the community, guys. It's time to make the leap. Okay, let's see what we got here. Jag 10. Yeah, this is this is gonna be something here. All right, so we got a Jag 10 in the big blind. Obviously I'm gonna be making a call with this. Thing is, will we get there with it? And this was something here, man. Took a lot of courage. I'll say that much with this Jag 10. I think player 5 is going to open. He's going to do a min. The min thing is just so, like, annoying to me. I just never understand it at all. But it is what it is, right? All right, so we're going to be calling here. Okay, not a bad flop. Clearly. Got an up and down here. We got 2 players in this as well. So I can't go anywhere. I'm probably not going to be raising here, but I'm definitely not going anywhere. Once again, the min, so annoying, so annoying. All right, and then there's us. We have a couple options here. Do we want to try raising this now? Which might not be a bad play against 2 other players who seem to have just like, be a little bit mediocre. And I did. I raised this up, kind of building it a little bit. I kind of just thought like, it seems one of these guys is weak, so maybe we could just isolate, which is going to be the case. Turn card was an ace, not the card we wanted. We wanted that king. Did put a heart draw out there, Player 5, not sure what he's got, but I wasn't ready to kind of just give up on this. So I'm going to continue here. I do realize it's possibly as ace queen, and we could be in a lot of trouble here. It's possible he doesn't, though. Maybe he's got a pair of queens. It's possible. And we are going to get called here and go to the river, which, whew, I'll tell you what, sweating this one a little bit for sure. No idea what this guy's got. All right, 3 on the river doesn't really change anything, so I went for it. And really, I'm basically telling the story here that I've got a set. It's either nines or deuces. That's it. So that's basically the story I'm telling. I mean, this is a one, like, just, if this is a play on a missed straight draw, I mean, that's something. So it worked. I was definitely sweating that one, but I'll tell you what, we made it happen right there, and I was pretty much like, yeah, I was definitely sweating that one. All right. Anyways, a couple more hands to go, but I mean, please tap the like for that Jack 10 right there. I mean, what else can I say? Jack 10. Wow. That's all I can say. All right, king 6 suited. You got to call in the small here. I mean, we're suited. Got to do it. All right, pretty easy fold for us. We got no diamonds. Really nothing to go with that, so just let it go. Okay, back down a little bit. We got a Jack 5 suited, followed up by another suited hand, I think, right after this. And this is another hand that I'm definitely going to be calling in the big blind here. Okay, nothing there. Check fold. Can't really continue here. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Nine on the turn giving us some hope, but can't really play like that. Okay, and we got the 5-6 suited. So I think kind of coming to the end of this, you saw some bluffs for sure, and then you saw some more bluffs. We had pocket kings where I wasn't sure. Now we got a 5-6 where I'm going to make another play. But, you know, the thing is, like, deviating from GTO only or like an ABC style, it's just something you got to get comfortable with as you move up, okay? And this was one flop that was really good, right? Because we got the up and down straight draw, and then we've got runner flush cards, okay? One more time, though, man. Get in that community pin comment as well. And if you guys are enjoying the stuff here, man, subscribe, too. I mean, you know, trying to put out the best stuff for you. But, yeah, we are going to continue here to the turn, looking for that sneaky 3. Come on, man. Give me that sneaky 3. How about that? Didn't get it. Hearts are gone. Still looking for an 8 or a 3. Got to the river with a 7. Once again, I'm put in a spot here. If I don't bluff, then, you know, we're losing this. Does this get a king off of the hand? Probably, and that's kind of the reason I made this play. Repping the 7 or nothing here, but why would I make this play if I didn't have the 7? So I took it down, and that's how we did it, man. All right, anyways, thanks for watching this, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.